Hi, everybody. Welcome to our program. This is English Digest.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And today, well, I'm Tom. I forgot to say my name,
Yeah.
but I'm also Santa Claus today. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Thank you,
That,
Santa.
of course, means today is Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody, or Happy Constitution Day, or whatever. Have a good day here. And it's a good day to talk about things that have to do with Christmas. I did not really know this. There are some Christmas idioms associated with this holiday, okay? They probably have idioms or phrases or whatever associated with various holidays, but I was not aware of ones that had to do with Christmas, so this is going to be educational for me as well.
Yeah, I've heard of two of these before. One we don't really use where I'm from, but it's kind of fun. I've never thought about idioms that we have that revolve around holidays. So here are three that you're going to want to pick up. They're idioms about Christmas. Let's get started. We're going to read through today's lesson and then we'll be back.
"'Tis the season to be jolly. Christmas comes in many forms, with traditions varying across the globe. You might participate in gift exchanges, feast with friends and family, or deck the halls with boughs of holly. However you celebrate, prepare by learning these fun Christmas idioms. Christmas comes but once a year. In the past, this proverb was used to encourage generosity and kindness. It's believed to have originated from a 1936 film aptly named Christmas Comes But Once a Year, in which an old man acts swiftly to save Christmas for some orphaned children. The film's overall message is about having compassion for those who need it the most. These days, the phrase means that you shouldn't worry about indulging in all the sweet treats Christmas brings, as it only happens once a year. Like turkeys voting for an early Christmas. This phrase describes a circumstance in which a person makes a decision that goes against their best interest. Many people serve turkey as their Christmas dinner's main course. Therefore, if a turkey voted for an early Christmas, it would be declaring its wish for an early demise. Just as this example demonstrates, it would be absurd for someone to make a decision they knew would hurt them. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. This proverb urges you to value the gifts you receive. You can tell a horse's age by looking at the condition of its teeth. In the past, if you were given a horse as a gift, checking its teeth was a sign of mistrust. This year, express your gratitude and appreciation rather than your mistrust when you're given a gift.
Okay, guys, let's take a look at the title first, shall we? Spread cheer, goodwill, and Christmas idioms this holiday season. Yeah, cheer used like this is usually only seen at Christmas time. Spread cheer just means spread happiness everywhere. You know, be happy. Sometimes you go to the store in America and people are in a rush just to buy a gift. You know, they've had a long day at work. It's in the evening and they just want you to hurry up. But I don't know, sometimes Christmas shopping can be kind of fun and people generally are a little bit happier around Christmas time. So you could spread cheer, that just means happiness. Goodwill is just being good to people. Again, it's more of a Christmas word. We actually have a charitable organization in America called Goodwill Industries. So goodwill just means to be friendly and helpful to other people, to be kind, and that's a nice thing too. We are talking about idioms, famous phrases that people use that are quite short but mean something in a bigger sense. So you kind of have to know the story behind the idiom to understand what someone's saying to you. It's kind of like your Chengyu here. I'll hear these four characters and I'll think, I don't know what they're talking about. That must be a Chengyu. That's how I know.
Yeah, oftentimes they do use those 4-character phrases here to really describe something, to hit the nail on the head.
Right.
And yes, we've got these idioms that have to do with Christmas that we're going to talk about today. And that's what today is, Christmas Day. And of course, if it's Christmas, of course, I get in the Christmas mood. So, of course, I want to sing Christmas carols. So, yeah, you would probably sing a song, Deck the halls with boughs of holly, 'tis the season to be jolly.
Yeah.
And that's the first sentence here of the first paragraph. That means 'tis or it is the season to be jolly, to be happy. And Christmas comes in many forms with traditions varying across the globe. Okay, so in different countries, they celebrate Christmas in different ways. I suppose in countries that are not primarily Christian, they probably don't celebrate Christmas at all. I don't suppose they celebrate it in Saudi Arabia, for example. They're mostly Muslim there. I would imagine, I'm not sure about that. Maybe they don't celebrate it in India because they're mostly Hindus there. But in a lot of places, people celebrate Christmas, even if they aren't Christians so much. Like here in Taiwan, of course, it's mostly a Buddhist country, but you still kind of celebrate Christmas. The bus drivers dress up in Santa suits, and you hear Christmas carols in bookstores and stuff like that. So yeah, people all over the world celebrate this in various forms. So yeah, vary here is the verb. To vary means to be different in different places.
That's right. I wanted to mention this 'tis, as Tom says, is a contraction of it is. You'll often see 'tis with that apostrophe mark right in front of it in some of old writings from Shakespeare. He often used this word. It's a word that was invented in the 1500s, so we don't use it typically, but it is in some songs for us and, of course, literature. Christmas does come in a lot of forms. Now, you might have a gift exchange at work. Sometimes you draw names and it's secret. Sometimes it's called Secret Santa. And you go and buy a small gift for a coworker, and then you exchange gifts. And sometimes it's secret, sometimes it isn't. Those are fun. You can go to eat with your friends and family and feast, which means you're going to have lots and lots of food. Or here's deck the halls with boughs of holly. Bough is just a branch. And if you deck the halls, it means to decorate. To decorate your house with these, branches of holly. It usually smells really good. You take good smelling Christmas tree, branches. This is what my mom did, and put them around the house so it smells lovely. We had an artificial Christmas tree, and so she'd go out and get real Christmas tree branches to deck the halls with so it would give that wonderful smell. Love that smell.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. In this particular case, it is referring to a kind of bush or something.
It's a fruit, isn't it? Holly berries.
This plant has red berries and small white flowers, so it's kind of cute and it's kind of special for Christmas. But however you celebrate, prepare by learning these fun Christmas idioms. So yeah, if you want to celebrate Christmas properly, yes, you need to sing lots of Christmas carols. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Silent Night, Little Town of Bethlehem, etc. You need to get some songs ready, but also you need to have some idioms ready when you go to a Christmas party, and you can use these idioms on people, and they'll go, "Oh, you're so impressive that you know that Christmas idiom. Merry Christmas to you."
Now, Christmas comes but once a year is our first idiom. Christmas comes but once a year. This one I wasn't that familiar with, and I know it comes from a film, a very old film from 1936. I don't think I've ever seen this movie. Maybe you have, Tom.
I haven't either.
Okay, well, in the past, this particular proverb was used to encourage generosity and kindness. So if Christmas comes but once a year, or you could translate this into Christmas only comes once a year, right? This is a different sentence structure here. It's a little bit, old or old-fashioned structure. It just means you don't have that many opportunities to do something. Take advantage. So, because Christmas is only once a year, maybe you want to encourage yourself and others around you to be generous. Generous is the adjective form of this noun generosity, which means something, the quality of being really kind, and generous just means you're willing to give a lot to others. Maybe you're generous with your time, or maybe you're generous with your money, or maybe you're generous with compliments. You can be generous in lots of different ways. And also, if we only have Christmas once a year, it's a time to really try to be kind to people.
Yep, so we want to encourage generosity and to encourage kindness. And this particular phrase is believed to have originated from a 1936 film aptly named Christmas Comes But Once a Year. That's very apt. It's very suitable, of course, to have come from that movie. So here we've got the verb to originate, which means to come from a certain place. A lot of people ask this about, say, certain kinds of food. Hey, where does this food originate from? Well, it originates from Taiwan, actually. Bubble milk tea originates from Taiwan.
Yeah, so this film, which is very old, as we said, 1936, there's an old man in it, and he acts swiftly to save Christmas for some orphaned children. How wonderful. If you're orphaned, it means you've lost both your mother and father. They're usually dead because they've been in an accident, but I don't know, other things could happen. But typically, orphan kids have lost their parents to death. So if you act swiftly, you move very, very quickly. We used to hear this more, I would guess, 50, 60 years ago. Come swiftly. But now we just say quickly. But it is a word you'll see often in literature, and you'll hear it too, swiftly, 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 quickly, quickly. Quickly is easier to say, I think, than swiftly.
Sounds reasonable. For example, I could say, I could not catch up with Dan because he was running too swiftly. Yeah, he was just too fast and I could not catch up with him.
Yeah, we'd just say that. He's running too fast. Yeah.
Right, or running too quickly. But in this particular case, there's an old man who acts quickly or swiftly in order to save Christmas for some orphaned children. And orphaned is the verb here, to orphan, but the most common word is orphan, which is a child without parents, okay? And they will live in an orphanage oftentimes, not always, but sometimes they will. And these orphaned children, hey, they didn't have any parents to buy them presents and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so this old man was very kind. He was generous, and he acted swiftly to save Christmas for them.
Yay.
I guess he bought them presents or something, or dressed up like Santa Claus. I'm guessing that's probably what happened.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about these proverbs and idioms. But first, guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break and listen to our Chinese teacher.
听众朋友大家好，圣诞节快乐！不简单哦，今天是12月25号，大家还收听我们的节目诶。不过不晓得你昨天晚上或者是今天是不是有交换礼物啦，或者是跟家人吃大餐啦，还是你已经把家里都准备好，很有圣诞节的气氛呢？除此之外，其实还可以学学我们今天提到的3个很特别的圣诞节的谚语哦，在适当的时候可以用出来。我们先看一下，在第一段的第2句 come in， 这里的动词很特别，因为 come in 不是来了，而是什么什么有什么样的形式，像句子当中的 Christmas comes in many forms， 或者我们有时候买东西这个衣服有3种颜色， The dress comes in 3 colors， 什么有什么样的形式出现，在英文用 come in。 世界的传统呢，大都不相同，就像我们可能台湾常会有 gift exchanges， 圣诞节的交换礼物啦，或者是我们可能会吃个大餐啦 feast with families and friends。 好，那么接着我们来看一下第一个谚语。第一个谚语呢，好像是字面上的意思，就是 Christmas comes but once a year， 耶诞节1年就来1次。那就表示这个佳节良辰机会很难得，因为在谚语当中的这个 but 其实就有一点点强调的意味，就那么1年1次而已嘛。因为其实在这个谚语当中的其实过去呢是被鼓励要大家可以稍微大方一点 generosity， 然后要仁慈。那么这个 proverb 因为我们知道在耶诞节的时候常常都会去感恩，去回馈对我们有帮助的人。那么当时的情况是这样子，就是说大家都相信应该是在1936年有一个电影，从那个电影当中原出于这样子的一个谚语。不过我们要看一下这一段当中的第2句，它是一个特殊句型哦，它是被动表示客观的讲法。主词的 it 是一个虚主词， 动词 it is believed， 这件事情被相信。那么真主词就从后面的 to have originated from 一直到后面全部句尾的地方，所以这个谚语大家都相信，所以中文就会翻据说啊，大家都相信啊，据相信如何如何。那么起源因为已经是在过去了，所以这里的起源会用 have 加 pp 的一个形式。那么在斜体字的这个电影之后，我们可以看到一个 in which到句尾，这个地方可以左右括号起来，它是补充说明非限定用法的关系子句。那么 which 就指的是前面的这个电影，在这个电影当中，电影中有一位老人会迅速的采取行动，帮助一些孤儿拯救他们的耶诞节。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, let's continue with our lesson. Where we left off, we were talking about the phrase, Christmas comes but once a year. And this phrase originated from a 1936 movie, which was titled Christmas Comes But Once a Year. It was aptly named that, which means appropriate. That's an interesting coincidence. Again, the old man acts swiftly to save Christmas for some orphaned children. And the film's overall message is about having compassion for those who need it the most. So yes, indeed, if you watch this old movie and at the end of the movie you might think, I'm going to go out and do some good deeds for some poor people, maybe help them out, maybe buy some food for them or help pay back their loans or something like that. It might encourage you to have some generosity and kindness.
I love that. Well, that is the film's overall message or general message. Now, these days, the phrase means that you shouldn't worry about indulging in all the sweet treats Christmas brings, because it only happens once a year. So go ahead and indulge. Indulge yourself just means you allow yourself to enjoy the pleasure of something that you typically wouldn't go and eat or go and do, perhaps because, it's expensive or it takes too much time, or that thing that you really want to eat has tons of calories. So eating it, of course, will make you fat. But you know what? Christmas only comes once a year, or Christmas comes but once a year. So eat those sweet treats. And some of our best treats only are made at Christmas, So you can only eat those things at Christmas time. So go ahead and enjoy yourself.
And you could probably extend this to other holidays and become really disgustingly fat someday. Easter only comes once a year, so I'm going to eat all this Easter candy. Hey, Halloween only comes once a year. Christmas, New Year's.
Maybe pick one holiday and keep it to one holiday a
indulge
year.
Yourself once every year. But, of course, here in Taiwan, we've got Chinese New Year to have the Nian Fan. And then there's Zhongqiujie and Duanwujie. They all got their own kinds of foods
it's
as well.
Lovely.
So it's no wonder that I'm not fatter than I am now. But that's the phrase here. Again, Christmas comes but once a year. So let yourself go and indulge yourself.
Cool.
Okay, now here's the next one. It's called Like Turkeys Voting for Christmas, or Like Turkeys Voting for an Early Christmas. That's a phrase I've heard, but it's not really that common, but we'll teach it to you anyway.
It's fun, though.
It's fun, and I like it. And here's what we're going to say about it. It says, this phrase describes a circumstance or a situation in which a person makes a decision that goes against their best interest. I can think of an example if you decide to quit your job during a recession or something. I just don't like my boss. I hate my coworkers. I'm just going to quit and find another job. But after you quit, you realize that, hey, that was a dumb decision. I can't find another job. I've got bills to pay. My mother is sick in the hospital. I've got all these house payments to make, and the car is going to be repossessed by the bank. So, that was a very bad decision. It goes against your best interest.
Right. So you could say, wow, quitting your job is like you're a turkey voting for an early Christmas. That's crazy. So, yeah, it's a fun phrase. If you see a friend or a family member doing something that doesn't make any sense, it's going to hurt them. In the long run, you might pull out this particular idiom. Many people serve turkey as their Christmas dinner's main course. Some families do. Mine doesn't. Neither does Tom's because Thanksgiving is so close to Christmas. We're kind of sick of turkey. We don't love turkey, to be honest. It's just
dry,
the holiday. Yeah. It's a holiday meat, yeah. Therefore, if a turkey voted for an early Christmas, it would be like the turkey going, yeah, kill me earlier. Yeah, who wants to live? So it would be like declaring its wish for an early demise. Notice this word, it looks like demise, but it's demise with a Z sound. Your demise just refers to someone's death or their destruction. So it would be like a turkey going, oh, let's have an early Christmas so I can be killed and eaten earlier. Demise is not something that you want to vote for. A demise usually refers to a person's death, an early demise.
Right, so it's basically the turkey cutting himself in the throat or shooting himself in the foot.
Right.
Yeah, voting for an early Christmas, that's just not something that is in your favor, so you definitely don't want to do that.
And that's a really good comparison, Tom, you just brought up. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, which just, why are you hurting your own foot? So it's a very similar idea, yeah.
Exactly. So just as this example demonstrates, it would be absurd for someone to make a decision they knew would hurt them. So here we've got the word absurd. Some people say absurd.
Oh, I don't.
Absurd is what our dictionary says, at least mine does, and that's the pronunciation that I like. It just means it's really unreasonable, it's ridiculous, it's illogical.
Completely crazy.
Yeah, it's absurd. You could say that to someone who says, hey, the political situation would be better if we just did this and that. And you could say, that's nonsense. That's absurd. It's illogical. It doesn't make any sense. Only a crazy person would believe that.
Here's the last one, guys. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. This proverb urges you to value the gifts you receive. Yeah. If you get a gift, why would you turn it down? You need to be grateful for it. This vocabulary word here, urge, just means that you're really trying to persuade someone to do or say something. You urge them to. Oh, you look tense. I really think you should relax. I'm urging you to relax. Maybe get a new job. So this proverb does tell you to value or appreciate things that you get.
Exactly, and that's a very common phrase here. If somebody gives you a present and you don't really like it, someone might say, hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You should be grateful that you received this gift. So, yeah, in the past, of course, you could tell a horse's age by looking at the condition of its teeth.
Right.
I don't have this experience myself, but in the past, if you were given a horse as a gift, checking its teeth was a sign of mistrust. Yeah, it's kind of a low-life thing to do if somebody gives you a horse and the first thing you do is look in its mouth to see how old it is.
Let me see if I think this horse is good enough that you're giving me.
Yeah, some people might do that, if you give them a gift or something and they'll look at it. That's only a 2-carat diamond. I deserve a 10-carat diamond.
Right.
If you take that thing back to the store, that's an insult to me. That's kind of similar. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You should be grateful for whatever people give you.
Or maybe your company is sending all the employees on a trip to Japan. And you say, Japan, I want to go to Europe. Why can't we go to Europe? You're looking a gift horse in the mouth. You're not appreciating what you've been given. This year, you should express your gratitude and appreciation rather than your mistrust when given a gift. Appreciation is just the noun form of the verb to appreciate. And we all need to be grateful and recognize something good that's happened to us. Show appreciation rather than mistrust. I think that's a good piece of advice. Right now, someone who's going to give us some more advice is our Chinese teacher.
而这部电影啊，全部的这个 overall message 主要的主旨就是要关于把同情给需要的人。如果是同情某人的话，英文会用 have passion for someone。 have passion for someone。不过现在啊，这个谚语已经有不一样的意思了。所以这句话啊，只要是平常不太能做，反正耶诞节就这么来一次嘛，哎呀，佳节良辰，机会难得，这个时候都可以说 Christmas comes but once a year。所以现在已经不用去担心沉迷be indulged in 沉迷于耶诞节所带来的全部的甜头 because as 因为它一年只发生一次咯。第二个谚语呢，我们看到的是 like turkeys voting an early Christmas。 它的中文呢是希望造成对自己最不利的一个情况。为什么呢？ Turkey因为火鸡本来就是耶诞节很多人喜欢吃的一个 main course 主菜，可是如果火鸡他自己投票希望能够提前过耶诞节，那就对自己很不利啦。可是在这一段当中啊，我们的第一句要先看出来它有一个关系子句，先行词是 a circumstance 有一个情况，那么情况后面的in which 开始一直到句尾的地方是一个关系子句，所以我们习惯性的可以把它括号起来。左右括号之后，我们会发现在这里的关系子句 in which 指的是在这种情况当中，某一个人 a person makes a decision 做了一个决定，这个决定呢是跟他们最佳利益是违背的。那么最后的一个谚语呢，我们来看一下，最后这个谚语是 Don't look a gift horse in the mouth。 在谚语当中，我们先把这个动词抓出来 look 什么什么什么 in the mouth 就表示看某人的嘴巴里面的状况，看进去看嘴巴，所以不要看一个当成礼物的马，看到他的嘴巴里面不要检查他的嘴巴哦，是什么意思呢？这个谚语啊，其实是要告诉你珍惜 value the gifts you receive 你收到的礼物。因为马如果你看他的牙齿那个 condition 就可以判断他的年纪，所以如果过去收到一匹马当礼物的话呢，有可能当你在检查他的牙齿，就表示你不信任。这个马是很年轻的吗？还是已经很老了不堪用了呢？是表示一种 mistrust 不信任。但是今年当你收到礼物的时候，就不要检查马的牙齿哦，要表示你的 gratitude 感谢appreciation 还有赞赏 rather than 而不是怀疑对方。所以今天耶诞节不晓得昨天晚上或是今天早上大家有收到多少礼物呢？不管如何，还是要祝大家圣诞节快乐。我是安娜，我们下次见。
That's it for today, everybody. Hopefully you got what you wanted for Christmas. I know I did, which was nothing, but that's okay because I'm going to get a nice big red envelope for Chinese New Year in just a couple of weeks. So yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. And yes, sing your heart out by singing those Christmas carols. I know I will. And Merry Christmas again. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Ho, ho, ho!
Merry Christmas!